So the first step is to go to Stormwind and talk to somebody. I don't know what the subsequent steps entail. If you guys have some spoilers in the chat. But this is what we get. Instant heal 136 to 173. 10-minute cooldown. Free. Doesn't affect your spirit base memory as well because it's free. OP. Alright, let's seduce some rats. It's kinda hard, man. I think we put all men in healing, I swear. Nope, not liking the math, actually. Really
watching your old streams is like watching an old movie for me. Any chance you'd go back and public some old streams?
Not liking the math of this, man. Actually, really not liking it. As you can see, it was not mathing out in a good way. Had to pop Desperate Prayer. I think that's correct, though. Popping the Desperate Prayer before potion, because we don't have too many potions. Like 3. Yeah, that was not looking good. And 11. We have to do some Tommy Salami thing to kill him, like find a fence or something. Yo, Race with the 5. Watching your old streams is like watching an old movie from any chance you could go back and see some old streams. Yeah, I don't know how it would work. Oh, check it out. Guilty. If I were to make public an old stream, would it put it at the front of my channel, like publish it as a new video, or would it just like make it public way back in the feed somewhere? Because if it made it public way back in the feed, yeah, I'd have no problem with it. The ones that I don't make public though, man, I honestly feel like I was just in a bad mood, or I was just kind of boring, or nothing really eventful happened. So you're probably not missing much. Could grind to 12.
Any opinions on other blood sale guilds?
So this is how far deep I am to 11. Now, out real quick. Thing is, once I'm 12, then I'm out of range of all the juicy Elwyn quests. I'll just come back. It's fine. Any opinion on other blood sale guilds? Not really, but here I love blood sale. I respect blood sale. Way she goes. It's kind of why I like Diablo so much, and why I think D2R is so sick. It's so refreshing, man. It's so refreshing to play Diablo and have that that same style of art get a fresh coat of paint. Yeah, art style. I play Final Fantasy games, but I haven't played that MMOs with the franchise. I mean, it's the same thing when people didn't give Gears of War a chance because it was too bro-y visuals and vibe is important in games. Yeah, true. More gritty medieval games. Exactly. Everything is Pixar now. I miss Conan the Barbarian, OGR style. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even have those stripes. Like, I can tell you're probably like an old school MMO that we played. I actually like wish I kind of was that in a way. Or I have a lot of respect for you guys. A lot of you watching me right now. You played Conan the Barbarian, Dark Age of Camelot. You played, you know, those games like Baldur's Gate. What's more? What are other games that you guys that were like the first gen MMOs? EverQuest. Right, even like RuneScape and stuff, right? Those games had just like this badass classic fantasy art style. Classic. Even Dungeons and Dragons. I've played 0 games of Dungeons and Dragons. 0. But I have a Dungeons and Dragons poster. Because it just looks so cool to me, the art style, the way they did the monsters. And MMO's Dark Age of Camelot. Yeah. Ashran's Call, that's another one. Yeah, that's another one. Rackful played that one, right? Rest in peace. Red Linen Robe, tailoring. That's pretty pog. I can probably make that. Did you and Bran hit Glad? We missed it by 1 point actually, man. But it's we're already like through the tilt and we're out the other side, and we've kind of embraced it. And we're just rank 1 duelist, Giga Chads, the leader of the duelist. You know, we're literally the top team in the duelist bracket, 2607. Infernal duelist. But like I said, you can still get it. It's possible if the one team gets DQ'd or pushed out, or and there's a few candidates for that. But yeah, we missed it by one single rating point. Excited for you guys, yeah. I'm gonna give it our all, man. I'm most happy with the number. It may not have the title, but I'm happy with 26. I've never played it at 2600 level. Highest ever up for is 2200. 2600, man. I'm proud of that. Drake or no Drake, whatever. It's pretty happy we both really didn't like playing too after a while. Is this the mortal character? Yes, sir. Playing hardcore. What about action cam? With some characters, action cam feels really good. Yo, what is this guy again? James Clark? Anybody know what this guy is for? I feel like I was here as deja vu. I saw him last time, wondered the exact same thing, killed him, he dropped nothing, and I just went off and ran away. Is this dude for something? Oh, Rogue Quest? Yo, Jason, wow, with the long sheesh in the chat. Jason, are you litty right now? Throwing one of your classic Yuba City Ragers. Good to see you, Jason. Yo, Jason with the tier 1. Yo, thank you so much, man. How's it going? You gotta catch up, bro. Jason one gifting a sub. Oh my god, gifting 2 subs. Thanks, Jason. Good to see you. Guilty. Kind of my extended neighbor, man. Another one. Oh, Jason. All as well, man. Don't give too many subs while you're lit, man. Gifted 5. Yo, Jason. Yo, Jason, relax, bro. You might have had a few too many cold ones, man. I appreciate it though. What 2's comp are you running? We're running Roguelock. Yo, good to see you, Radon. Roguelock, which is my TLDR thoughts on Roguelock. I've beat this horse to death. You watch my stream a lot. Is you're just playing budget Rogue Mage. You're just playing budget Rogue Mage. It's like a worse version of Rogue Mage. And yeah, you can still get Glide with it, but it's, and you could maybe even possibly still get rank 1 in EU. There's a few teams that got rank 1 Roguelock, but you're just gonna have to play a lot more games. A lot more games. It's like a 53% win rate type comp. And, you know, it's very, very vulnerable to just insta-losing the game if one RNG element goes the wrong way. That's my overall thoughts on it. And you're, like, heavily unfavored versus anything Dwarf Priest. Dwarf Priest X. And you know how many there are on the ladder. Does HC allow group chat? It does for dungeons. You have 1 dungeon ID per character, so if I wanted to run Dead Mines right now, I couldn't just spam Dead Mines. This is for a couple reasons. 1, prevents boosting meta. 2, it makes you value the items more, and they feel more exciting, and it actually increases the difficulty level, and forces you back out into the open world to continue questing and doing all that. And 3, there's almost an RP significance to it, because you have 1 life. The boss has 1 life. You can only kill the bad guy 1 time. He's dead now. You can't get his loot again. But for this challenge, Road to Rag, at 60, that restriction is going to go out the window, and you actually can trade and group up in the open world. And the only thing that's going to really stay is permadeath. But I mean, hardcore should always be permadeath. Right? Some people, oh man, a lot of Murlocs. Bad news. Let's get out of here. A buck 712 captain, a buck 92 captain. Yo, you're definitely lit right now, Jason. Good to see you, man. You know, I just completely yoinked that from you. I love it, dude. You're like buck 27 bit that you do. Good to see you, man. Thank you for all the subs, bro. I honestly think WoW is the most immersive game I've played in my life. Yeah, it's just the best game. It's just the best game. You'll even play a game all day. It's just so fun on paper, right? I know you know what I'm talking about. You'll play a brand new AAA game, a cyberpunk tier game, $4 zillion into making it. Play the whole day. It's super fun. And then you miss WoW, and you actually just like end up playing WoW the next day. It's like, no matter what games try, like they just like they just never do it, man. I don't know. I think we got brainwashed or something. Inventory is Cyberpunk, yeah, true. But in terms of hype and money spent building the game and stuff, yeah, I agree. Though Cyberpunk was a letdown. Did you hear about Turtle WoW? I have, yeah. I like their branding. I like their art, logo, all that stuff. I heard Shenna and Krog run it. Is that true, by the way? Just a rumor I heard. They were like, were they peace server heroes or villains? I feel like Krog, people liked him and people hated Shenna. Krog made appearances on those animations. Remember that? There's that one series called World of Classic. Animated cartoons. I even had like a few cameos in them. I never had a role or anything. I know some of you remember that. What was the deal with Glads being bought? Could you explain? I mean, that's always been a thing, right? Like WoW PvP, that people like buy boosts or have their character piloted. The only one that really bothers me a lot would be just the piloting. I feel like it really is just crossing like a hard line in the sand if you're legitimately like account sharing a guy playing it. You know, if you pay a guy a lot of gold to play with you, and you're still playing the character, you know, it is what it is. It's like the best player of the game, but that's exactly what's happening, right? So you have these rank 1 players that are like BlizzCon champions. Their whole life has gone into perfecting the craft of WoW PvP. And they were just boosting teams up into Glad range. So half the bracket was like just the same people, effectively, you know. And there's this like kind of bug or glitch or just a miscalculation in the system where you could leave your team. And if you had a high personal MMR in teams, for example, like you were a 2,900 player, 2,700 player, you could join a 2,200 players team. You still retain that 2,800 personal MMR, and you queue games with them, and you'll like be in a plus 15, minus 6 type situation. So you can just go spam like 15 games with them, boost with 100 rating, and leave and make like 20k gold or whatever it was. So it just kept inflating the bracket over and over and over again. That's why it ended up getting to where it was. Yo, race car wins with the tier 1. Thank you so much for the 14 months, brother. Over a year of support. A long time, man. Found a little of a shiny one, but boring. One race, few abilities, absolutely zero difference between factions, doesn't carry away. You're not wrong. From what I played of it yesterday, the PvP seemed really hard. There's some, you just don't get that with shooters. Is there another shooter where you have modern controls and you're rolling and dodging and you're stamina, like almost Call of Duty style controls? What you're shooting are like a rusty blunderbuss, a smooth bore musket, and it takes you like forever to reload it. That was a cool experience, man. You know? A 19th century musket. That's what I was doing usually. You know, ripping the little gunpowder thing, stuffing the gun. I don't know if they actually stuffed it with the big stick, but it might have been like a crude rifle or something. But either way, I had so much fun with the PvP, just plinking people with the musket. And the game is beautiful. Rust is the closest. Yeah, I never played the game. You come to the next kegger or what? Yo, maybe, man. I'm a new dad, you know, so I have to like chill for a little bit and take care of the baby. But we gotta link up sometime, Jason. 100%. Man. You guys read my thoughts up there. You gotta come through the farm too, man. Have you over for some steaks? We can do that anytime. Come through, get some nice steaks. Cook them up with some beers. We can go shooting. Some Stella Artois and steaks. Yes, so sign me up, man. That sounds great. One of my best mornings in a while, bro. I don't think you can imagine how good it feels to watch you play Good Vibes and chill live on a Sunday morning. No anxiety and hard thoughts. Yo, thanks for the kind words, man. I'm not doing much, just playing. When you resub in the middle of cargo story time, you don't get a shout out? Oh, yo, my bad, dude. Night Liker. Oh, I would have caught it eventually, but thank you so much, Night Liker. That's my bad. I owe you one, brother. I appreciate the support. New World is literally shutting off people's PCs. What do you mean? There's a bug or something that just shuts your PC down?
Light bless you.
Yo, do you guys remember this game Crisis 2? Back in my day, like in middle school and high school, that was the game. That was the benchmark for performance for your PC. Like how well you could run Crisis 2. I wonder what it is these days. I mean, probably Cyberpunk, huh? In terms of like the most graphically like insane. I was thinking that's where I thought you were going with that. New World shutting off your PC, like it's too intense. Crisis burned my graphics card when it came out, bro. Never again. Yeah. Yo, I still remember, man. It was middle school, 6th or 7th grade. My buddy Max, who like, I played all the games with. You know, you guys had friends who just played every banger, you know, every stage. I remember when he got a dual core desktop, and that was the blazing hot speed, fastest, most amazing PC. Intel Core 2 Duo. Remember how no PC in existence could run Crisis on max graphics?
I'm out of range, too far away.
Yep. Pentium 3. I probably had that at the time, yeah. What? That chest is a trap, man. Okay, I need bundles of wood. I'm already level 12, though. I might just skip this. Kind of not feeling it. Let me just send it and go Westfall. Or Lock. We're 12 now. Lock or Westfall. Yeah, they're starting points. Got like a bag of marbles already. Just gonna finish this Prowler quest, Bear quest. This is Yo, Mogul Prince with the tier 1? Thank you, man. Crisis 1 graphics still hold up this day, it's crazy. Dwarf Priest looks so good, Lima, I know. I'm probably gonna, if we go Alliance, I'm probably gonna play this for First Direct. And I mean, check out the portrait too. The portrait. Immaculate. Glad to see you jamming some well. Hell yeah, man. Thanks for stopping in.
Inventory is
How you doing this fine day? I'm alright. You guys are probably mostly EU, right? I would imagine. It's pretty late here for the NA folks. It's 1:30 California time, which means East Coast time. It's 4:30. So, I'm doing alright. Probably got another few minutes in me before I gotta sleep. Been a great stream per usual. Been really enjoying streaming again.
The Joe.
Creating the best comedy show on the internet. I really believe that.
Thank you.
Your shit that you guys are put out, these face swaps, this fucking the Fresh Prez, this Joe Biden sitcom.
Yeah.
Like it, I am astonished it hasn't caught on more than it has. It's caught on a lot, but it should
Right.
be one of the biggest fucking things in the country. You guys are doing the most ruthless, hilarious shit. I can't support it enough.
Thank
And
you.
that's why I wanted to have you guys in here. I
It might
love
be
it.
a little
Thank
dirty.
you. It's you've,
A little
you've,
dirty?
You've been the one that's like, I mean, when you started promoting my stuff like 3 years ago, I mean, I was nowhere. I was doomed. You look back on your life, I didn't realize how doomed I was until you started supporting me. And then I was like cranking out maybe one sketch a week, and that was like a lot of work, you know, even just to do that, writing sketches. A lot harder to crank out.
You need a better Instagram handle. It's like Kyle Dunnigan 2.
No, it's one.
It's one, dude.
Why is it 1?
But it does mean
Two's
this-
actually
it
better
does
than-
mean
But
two.
does someone have Kyle Dunnigan 1?
He also has my email, and he gets a lot of emails.
Do you talk to this Kyle Dunnigan fellow?
He stopped. He used to forward me stuff, and it's been
And
like
he
a year and a
stopped?
half. And I'm sure he just was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I had JoeRogan.com. There was an original Joe Rogan who was a real estate salesman. And
You lost yours to a
Idaho.
real estate guy too. That's
well,
what I don't have.
it's
Kurt
not. I
Metzger.
didn't
Yeah.
lose it. I mean,
Oh.
it's his name. He's older than me. He's a veteran. It's really his name. But I bought it from him. I had to buy JoeRogan.com.
I had KyleDunnigan.com, and then someone bought it because I dropped the ball, and now he's like 40 grand, and I'm like, no. So I have Kyle Dunnigan Comedy. Which
I don't
is
think the
annoying.
one
If I say
with-
comedy
Fuck.
after your name.
You want to make a year's salary on
I
this?
know. I would have paid like $100. But I have KyleDunniganComedy.com, which I don't like to say like
Yeah.
comedy.
I have
You're like
that
telling
on
people
mine,
I'm
yeah.
doing. Yeah,
No,
a
it's
lot of
sad.
work.
It's second.
Sad.
Mine is taken by the .com, the site. I used to have it, and then I just didn't pay. Way back when I had it, and I didn't either pay for it or somebody else, and it was
Now it's a
taken.
porn site.
No, it was taken by a guy, Kurt Metzger, gay-friendly realtor. Was his?
That's
Which
his
is
handle?
right.
Gay
Yeah,
friendly?
which is it is weird, right?
Well, I guess if you want to sell real estate in West Hollywood, like
But
getting a
wouldn't-
very
I-
specific
Oh, is that
Don't
what
you
it is?
assume-
Yeah.
like
A beautiful.
I would assume they're all
5-block area.
gay-friendly.
Yeah,
like
you want to
every
make
realtor.
business.
Like,
Who's,
if
who's
you're-
not gay friendly? I don't want
Yeah.
your money.
If you're specifying it, that's like weird.
Yeah,
like,
what do you got there, fucking dudes?
Yeah,
I don't want your money. Keep your money. I'm
it
for the
ain't
Bible.
natural.
I'm for the Bible. I'm not for money.
Who's who's yeah, so he has it. So there's I guess a plug for him. So I
Yeah.
have comedy like a second
Kurt
rate.
Metzger comedy.
Yeah.
Well, it's not bad. It's Kyle Dunnigan comedy's not
Well,
bad.
my-
We're saying it. Millions of people are hearing it
Yes,
right now.
yes. I'll say my name for an hour and a half. But my nephew said putting a number is really dorky.
Yeah, it's dorky.
Yeah.
You
I
should
don't know
change
why
that. Is the guy who has Kyle Dunnigan, does he use it?
No, I don't think so.
Why don't you
know,
get
I
that
haven't
from
looked.
him?
Yeah, maybe I'll look
Contact
into that.
Instagram. You're blue certified, right? You got a little check
I
mark?
got a check.
Yeah, son.
But-
you know what's crazy? they take your blue check if they don't agree with you.
Wait, you can lose your.
Yes.
You can turn in your check.
They'll take your blue check mark if you say objectionable things.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I thought the point of it was to keep people from pretending to be you.
Exactly, but they don't give a fuck. Like they're using as a punitive.
On Instagram or
Yeah,
Twitter?
on both.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
OJ doesn't have a check, and people are trying to get it. Have you seen his Twitter, by the way?
Oh, it's the best.
Hilarious.
Hello, Twitter friends.
No, he goes, hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly.
That's right. Twitter
Hey,
world.
Twitter world, it's yours truly. And all those tweets are like, he'll be like, hey, the Broncos are doing pretty good. And then the comments are like, murderer, murderer, murderer. Hey, Alan's knee should be better. It's been murderer, murderer, murderer.
It's all knives, all like knife emojis.
Yeah. Like, you're killing it, OJ. That's what people write.
It's strange hearing him talk about stuff. Today's program is brought to you by Athletic Greens, the most comprehensive. Simply Safe has just. This episode
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
talks about...
gives advice and shit.
He's so calm now.
Yeah, well, you know,
He-
when you get away with double murder, you want
Yeah,
to
like-
stay on the DL when you make videos.
He's got a lot of wit and wisdom.
for something
No,
specific?
OJ.
Been through a lot.
It's yours truly. What's going on with the
Hey,
Broncos?
Twitter world, I made mistakes, just like you.
Yeah, they're like,
I cut a lady's head off.
hey, there's no reason to lose your temper when you get in a fight. Everyone. I'm just saying.
Dude, like, imagine. I remember I was with my girlfriend at the time. It was 1990, I think it was like 3 or 4. What is it, 4? When he got off,
Yeah.
we were in my apartment in North Hollywood. I literally just moved to Hollywood. And we were sitting there holding hands, waiting for the verdict. She wanted to hold my hand. She was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then knocked killed and she went, oh!
I thought you were going to say you started cheering so loud you knocked over some.
Hey, Twitter world. What's he saying now?
Twitter world, yours truly.
What's wrong with the volume,
Farewell.
OJ?
Here, and I want to thank Tampa and the Cowboys again for their great opening.
It's all
He's giving like
non-murder
commentary
Yeah.
on football.
stuff. Yeah,
Like he's just a regular guy.
the Patriots
It's fantasy football tips.
I know, but wouldn't you want to just lay low?
I know. He's
You kill a couple people,
and
won't
look
you
at
just?
look at the comments are hilarious.
Hey, Twitter world, we lost another great one. Oh,
Yeah.
someone died?
You
Okay,
know-
let's read the comments on that one. Click on that one. The comments must be, oh, you fuckers.
Not logged in on this account.
Slash away, you
Just scroll down.
You gotta hack away on
When
the
you're not
driver.
logged in, yeah, you
Have a good one.
Really lean into it. Yours truly.
It's okay.
You
we don't
know,
need to see the comments.
a lot of like people, like killers, have like podcasts and stuff now. Like
Sammy the Bull.
his
Sammy
is
the
great.
Bull's got, like-
listen,
Oh yeah, he showed me some of the stuff is hilarious.
I don't think I could watch a mob movie again, like when they make a new one and have the same, because you can watch these guys tell the story and it's so much better.
Yeah, there's a couple of those guys, Michael Francesi and
Oh,
Sammy
yeah.
the Bull Gravano, and a few of those mob guys.
hello.
Are,
Yeah, they all, and they get in
See you around.
like
Yeah.
fights, like mob podcast
That's
fights.
not how he died, Sammy. That is not how I killed him.
They all argue about shit like you couldn't care less about. Like,
Right.
he never hung out at that club. I was
Yeah.
there every night and I didn't see him.
Their pasta vazul was garbage. It was garbage.
But this, Sammy's is the in a lot of, there's a lot of them, but his is the best one. Hands down the best one.
Well, it's interesting. He tells stories. You know, like they're. It's kind of crazy that a guy who's murdered 9 people can just have a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think he probably thinks of it like if you were talking to a soldier? You probably talk to a lot. I know I talked to a lot of soldiers that kill. I don't know how many people they kill. We didn't talk their kills, but he probably thinks of it that way. Not that I think of it that way,
They
but I'm sure
deserved
that's.
it. Yeah,
Right.
he is a.
He thinks like there's
That was the
rules, and we
business.
got in this.
It was
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys, I'm not saying him because I don't know, but a lot of them, you know, they are self-serving when they tell their stories. Like, even if he seems very, like he's not holding anything back.
Well,
He's pulling it off the best of
He
it.
got out of jail, right? And he was an informant for the mob, right? Against the mob. He gets out of jail, and then he's selling ecstasy. Like the guy doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
and then
right.
he goes back in, right? Did he get arrested again? Did he go to
For
jail
ecstasy,
again
yeah.
for ecstasy? I know he got arrested for ecstasy. I don't know if he went back in jail. I mean, the guy is like he's pulled it off.
Yeah.
He's like 70.
Yeah.
And he looks great.
He seems happy too.
That's what's crazy. He looks calm and relaxed. He looks way younger than his age.
Yeah, he looks good.
Dude, I love a lot of them where they're like the moral, like this mafia probably is let you know not to get involved. There's a lot of like gang thing. Like I'm trying to tell you,
Don't do this,
One
kids.
guy is saying that of like I'm trying to explain this is not glorifying the life, and he's selling a bat. he goes, "This is no kind of life. You want to get a bat with my name on it?"
This is the bat that I used to kill 4 guys in the social
No, the
club.
whole story is
got the
him
blood on it.
hitting people with bats, and he has merch bats.
No, really? Who is this?
John A. Light.
Jesus, how many of these mob guys have like social media profiles?
And they're doing well. What was that Steven
Well,
Seagal story?
I watched his thing. They're all the stories are interesting, and it's stuff that you've seen for years. Like History Channel has all these documentaries about mafia stuff, and none of them are as good as piecing it together from 5 different guys who were there.
Oh yeah, you get the real story.
Yeah, it's just
That's
so
the
much
difference
better.
is you're getting the real fucking story. You know?
We crack open that whiskey. What are we doing, guys?
You
We
want
partying?
some?
Safe travels.
I'll drink.
I haven't had a drink since I got COVID.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah, I decided to take some time off. I was gonna take the whole month off, but in your honor, I'll
Ah,
a little sippy
sir.
poo. I'll have a little
honor.
sippy poo. Have young Jeffrey get us some glasses.
Do
You guys like ice or
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little. I
Alright,
like
little
those.
bit.
We'll get some of that. Get some of that going.
But yeah, I want to just make sure everyone knows.
Get some of that Buffalo Trace. Break out the good stuff.
Oh, I'll tell you what you have to watch if you watch a podcast is him talking about Steven Seagal. So
Yeah,
one of the bull
that's
Steven
hilarious.
the Seagal
Well, Steven
clip
Seagal
on
was
YouTube.
trying to get comfortable with the mob, right? He was trying to get
No,
close to them.
they made his movies, I guess.
What?
He tells his story. It's this one made me like I was dying when he was telling this story about is how Steven Seagal, his whole career, like all the good ones, I think, were mob-funded movies.
No,
Yeah,
really?
and he didn't want to make them anymore. He wanted to go. This is how Sammy's telling. Like he wanted to go to Tibet and meditate. I don't know. And John Gotti's brother was like, "Let's get his ass making us movies again." And then they started shaking him down to make more movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Are
the
you
FBI.
sure about all
it
this?
seems-
Should we
I'm
research
telling you,
this?
this is what's on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
He showed me. He does seem very believable. I'll say this when he's telling the
Sammy the
story.
Bull?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Why would he
seem
lie
like-
at this point in his life?
Yeah,
But
it's,
he's got
Well,
away
they
with,
also
literally
all wear
got away with
sunglasses.
murder.
yeah.
Look, they all
right?
wear sunglasses, though. There's something suspicious that they all wear sunglasses.
So does Tim Dillon, though.
Thank
Oh,
you.
He does? Is he
Yeah,
a
Tim
sunglass guy
Dillon,
now?
Tim
the good
Dillon,
stuff.
Dillon wears aviators, mirrored aviators
That's
like a
hilarious.
cop in every episode. Tim Dillon is a goddamn genius. He's
I-
a national treasure. He really is.
Yes.
We have a little scooper here. You don't have to use your
I didn't touch any other ice.
Yeah, you did,
FYI,
disgusting.
I was very
fucking ice
very
grabber.
You barely got your test results and
Slimy.
you're already touching ice?
Slimy, sweaty ice
COVID
grabber.
negative. You want some ice? That was my high school nickname.
Wait, Joe, is it true that you treated your COVID with horse cum?
Well,
I read that
that's
in,
the only way. I
I
mean,
read
if
that
you
in
really love
Harper's.
animals like I do, you owe it to yourself.
How could you?
Well, it's
People
like
are overdosing
I
on
was
horse
told
cum.
to by a random person I met on the subway, and so
Dude,
I had to.
I cannot believe. What's going on with this
He's
ice?
just bad with
no,
scooping.
it's the scooper
sucks
is like
at scooping.
is grabbing the
Look
ice.
at
You
what-
are not a bartender, sir. Why don't you just get your glass in there?
You're like my left foot with the scooper.
Dad, one scoop. Get in
Look
there
at
with the
that.
glass.
I like a little bit of ice because I don't want to drown out the
Here,
flavor.
Take that glass.
What if you just passed the ice scooper?
Go in there like that. Now I got your hands on my ice because I took your glass.
Just give me the.
Oh, there you go. There
I
you
don't
go.
care.
Here,
That's
you want
all
more
I'd
ice?
say.
Yeah, can I?
Disaster.
It's not that bad, dude.
Total disaster.
Oops, I spilled.
I mean, what a terrible job, Kyle, you did. He took
I
his
hope this is like a
hand-
clip from on YouTube or a getting ice.
Oh,
Clip.
this is gonna be huge. This is gonna be our biggest clip ever.
Let's toast to.
Let's toast to you guys.
I want to toast. Also, make very clear that Kurt gets a lot of credit because he in his career hasn't gotten much credit for a lot of things.
I
And
have like
also-
3 awards.
No, but like, I'm
gotten
trying to
very a lot
compliment the
of-
guy.
What kind of awards you get?
We won an Emmy. The first time we worked together.
No,
we
the
won.
Emmy, I have one, but it's not.
Yeah,
it didn't
this-
go to me. I have the Peabody. I think I'm supposed to have another one, and then a writers, and then a Gildie, a Writers Guild Award, which apparently is a good award. They all mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with them. They all.
You just stick them somewhere.
also we also
Yeah.
get help from Jessica Montes and John Bush. Also help with our stuff. Jessica produces and John writes stuff too. But Kurt, this is how we got totally scammed. We were running for this sketch show, and it was Kurt's idea for this very funny song, which was "Girl, You Don't Need Makeup," but like ended up like maybe you should wear makeup, you know. And I was like, oh, I want to write the music for that, you know, because I like to write music, and so it was Kurt's total idea, and you know, some writers and I added some stuff. Like we all added some stuff, but it was Kurt's idea. So anyway, the Emmy, Comedy Central, for some reason, the way the Emmy set up, it goes to the producer and the writer of the music. So I got the Emmy, and Kurt, who should have also got an Emmy, was totally blocked out of it. The executive producer ended up giving him an Emmy.
They re-engraved one.
Re-engraved.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, very
Also,
nice of him.
I was on.
But can he give you an Emmy? It's like if I give you an Oscar.
It's not real.
Does that count?
But it's not real.
No,
like,
but it'd be cool if you
I'll give you
did.
both
Okay.
Oscars.
Cool.
I'm gonna
and there
make-
was a reason for why, and I couldn't even understand it. It was a whole thing written out.
I
And
don't
It's
understand either.
Scams. These
Yeah, no,
fucking producers.
it was something
and
about not
executives.
incentivizing. I swear to God,
Not
it was
incentivizing creative talent.
but then people are just gonna try to write songs to get Emmys or something.
What?
It was
Because
really-
it's something with probably with paying for if there's I don't know. It's
Oh, that business has to die. There's so many fucking corrupt little weird
Yeah,
veins
why would
in
you
that
wanna
dick.
be-
Yeah, I don't
The
understand.
dick of the business.
Yeah, it really made no sense.
It's
like,
a
why?
blue vein corruption
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, and there's also every other year they do the best original music on the Emmys, but this year it was on FXX, so it was like a taped. They do a whole.
What is FXX?
It's
I
like
think it's
bad
the-
FX.
like
It's
the porno
FX. Like
FX.
these shows aren't good. So
It's Vin Diesel's FX. Remember he's in Triple X?
Yeah.
That's Triple X.
Yeah.
All Vin Diesel.
yeah.
It's a prequel.
So I went up and I very much was like, Kurt Metzger should be up here. Da 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 da.
Good for you.
They cut
that part out.
and it was just I was like, hey, thanks, hi, bye.
Yeah,
They edited your fucking speech.
I didn't know they even.
Said Kurt. So anyway, Kurt deserves a lot of credit, and yeah, that's that story. That's the
There
Emmy
you
story that he
go.
should have gotten that he did not
The
get.
end.
The end of
Yeah, I
the
don't
story.
care. I don't care about
You
it.
seem like you care a little bit. I feel
I
like
mean-
a little pain.
At
a
the
little
time,
resentment.
I did, but I was like, but what do you like?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
But-
like what? It's not a thing like
Right.
that would be worth going to any kind of.
Well, it's
But if
it's valuable if you're a writer. You know, if you're a writer and you're in the business and you're trying to get sitcom gigs and any kind of television gig or movie gig, it's having an Emmy is valuable.
And if he cried now a little bit, that'd be good.
It would help. Yeah, it would show your range.
That's what that was what you thought my crying triggers would be.
My hope was.
Well, I am sorry. I don't. I don't get. A long time ago, I remember talking to Louis, and he was really like funny about it, and I really didn't give a shit. Like, it's not that stuff doesn't necessarily lead to anything.
Emmys.
Yeah.
It can,
Yeah,
but
good.
what helps you a lot more is like if you're like clicked up with like
The right
first
people.
of all,
Yeah.
just middle-aged white writer. I don't know if you know they're mostly casting the writing rooms now, so you got to be already in
Good day to you.
with like grandfathered in
Right.
old white
See
guys,
you around.
or you're not. You know what I mean? Like, there's no. You couldn't be. I wouldn't know how you'd be like a new guy trying to get into it. I have no idea how you.
A
would do
new
that.
guy, you mean?
Yeah, like
because of
some-
diversity
Yeah,
quotas.
you would have to be like really high in like an improv scene, probably like a rich kid.
So are they like particularly casting things just based on diversity now?
Oh yeah.
Have you not watched the?
I don't pay attention.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
What's it like?
but-
I know they do that for shows,
Yeah,
like in
oh,
terms
yeah,
of
for
like
shows.
casting.
Well,
But
no.
in terms of like
I'm
writing,
not talking about the
Absolutely
cast.
right.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
the
The writing
writers'
room.
Yes.
I know a very big show. The executive producers were like, do you know any black writers? They're specifically needed to hire. They have to hire one because they don't want the press of, look at this writer's room. There's a picture of a bunch of white people. They just don't want that trouble.
By the way,
So
they
make sure.
also don't really want black writers. They want somebody black who also is like our sort. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't
Right.
want like
who's
black.
like Hollywood liberal,
Yeah, like,
wants to play
yeah.
the game, wants to be in the inside,
yeah, right. Like a John
wants
Legendy
to
kind of
say
guy.
exactly what they want
Yeah.
them to say.
It's uncomfortable if it's not like that. They don't want more like Chappelle's. You know what I mean? Like the things, the diversity push not going to be like, ooh, more Chappelle's. Nobody, none of them want that.
I was on a show I was writing, and they hired a they, and they had a talk with us.
A they?
Yeah, there's a they coming in. You have to say like they got coffee, or they talk to us, and then they came in, and then they was terrible. Like they was very bad at they's job.
Imagine that. Imagine being
very bad.
Imagine being two people not being able to do the job of one person.
And they, their, do you say their job? When it
their
says
job.
they, them? If your pronouns are they, them, do you say their job still?
I think so.
You must, right?
Yeah.
They're not
Jamie?
good at
The
their
whole
job.
team wasn't
Jamie's
good at
not
the
touching that
job.
one.
They are going to be here shortly.
Yeah.
They, but do you have they apostrophe RE when it's they're going to be there shortly? Because I would never say,
Just want to even Google it.
here going to be there shortly, like he, like you. Like
Yeah.
when is Kyle going to be here? Oh, he's going to be here shortly. I wouldn't say here.
What? I think
He
it's
apostrophe RE.
Kurt has a lot of more info on this topic than I do.
But I
Is
didn't
it?
witness this happen. I never had that.
Well, they fucked up 3 times in like 2 days.
How'd they fuck up?
Like they sent an email to like all the executives that they shouldn't have. It was like a private email.
What was the email?
I don't know exactly what it was, but it was something that they didn't want the executives to know about.
Oh,
and
boy.
everything. And it was 3 things. So they had to fire and then they did, and then
Did they sue?
I don't think they sued.
They usually sue.
They
Fire
could have,
them.
and they would have.
When they get a gig like that, because of the fact that they're looking for diversity and they know about that fact,
Yeah.
oftentimes they realize, like, hey, these motherfuckers are over the rail here.
Yeah.
Like, they're
Well, but the thing is,
They
if
would've
you
got
get
money.
hired for that reason,
yeah.
a friend of mine would say it on it was a channel, like, if you're hired for that reason because you're they, well, they then did their job. I'm showed up and I'm they. Like, what? I shouldn't ever be fired if that's the reason you hired me.
Imagine this conversation if someone didn't know what the fuck you're talking about, and it was like 10 years ago.
I don't know what I'm talking.
Yeah.
Like,
But 10 years ago,
So
I'd be like, what the
confused.
fuck are these idiots saying?
Yeah.
What is this they talk?
sound like
Who
well,
are
you know
they?
what helps? It's hard to learn it, but I find it helps if I go on TikTok and someone with clown hair condescendingly tells it to
They
me.
always have clowns.
They usually have a nose
you
ring.
watch people like, oh my
Yeah.
god, it's so simple. Like
Yeah.
they look
Wait
like
a
they
minute.
can't
I'm
believe.
lexi-sexual.
How do you not get this?
What's that one?
Well, dude, have you ever gone on Libs of TikTok?
Yeah, right. That's what
Libs,
I
Yes.
Libs of TikTok on Twitter is one of the greatest fucking accounts of all time. It's
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
day.
right.
They scour all these really super crazy liberal TikTok pages,
Yeah.
and
That's
they find
beyond
the most.
even liberal, though. I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely the result
it's
of
not.
liberal parenting.
They call it's just a good name, Libs of TikTok. It's
Yeah.
definitely. It might not be. It might be like hardcore Christian parenting.
You know what I'd like
that
to know?
forces them to be
Well
regressive.
met.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Or rather,
I'd like to know
rejected.
where. It's like, are they all from Portland and Seattle? Like,
Oh yeah,
It's
so
gotta all
common up
be
there.
that, right?
It's up there. It's like accepted and encouraged. You
no,
know,
it's
Portland,
a
and
friend of
Seattle.
mine's from there that used to work on my podcast when I was in my old space doing it, and he's from there, and he's like, yeah, all the parents, that's like your kids in Little League, but they're they're like gender bending. That's like a real mark of pride.
Yeah, they actually encourage it. Some folks.
Have you seen the girl who has a bunch of bracelets and her gender
Oh
changes
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
the hour?
Oh yeah, and she lets you know by her
Yeah.
bracelets what
That's
her
pretty
gender
nice.
is.
In a condescending way, she
Oh,
lets
yeah.
you know, like, figure it out. Like,
Yeah, get it together.
Yeah. It's
Now I'm a
very
boy.
simple.
See
No,
this? This is blue.
that's the
But I might be a girl in
that's
10
the
minutes.
thing. That's the out of line thing. Is the part of like, now this may change in an hour. That's that one you're talking about specifically. It may change during the next hour.
Well,
or
there
maybe
was
for the next year.
years ago. I was listening to a Radio Lab podcast about this person who was gender fluid, and they were treating it like it's the rarest ailment of all time. And this was only like maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
And I remember driving on the way to work, listening to this person, and they were like, "Okay, now I'm Sam. Now I'm a guy. Now I'm a guy. I'm back."
Yeah.
He
You know,
must be
when I
pretty
get
pissed
upset,
off.
I become a guy. And then it was like, now I'm Debbie again. And like, what the fuck
And
is
it-
this illness? But they were trying to take it seriously, and they were trying to explain, like, imagine being this person that has this issue. All I'm hearing is this like super needy weirdo who is just making up the fact that they become a boy or a girl randomly back and forth throughout the day, and we're just taking it seriously. Like, this person should have a really difficult job. That's what they need. What they really need is something that's like hard to do, where they have to think about it and concentrate, all that, very highly competitive.
Or they
So
turn
have-
into a man to solve.
no, so that they fucking don't fill their life up with this bullshit. This complete
Well-
where you're just all day long. You're going back and forth from being a male and a female.
But
a
what does
female
it
and a
mean?
A lot
male.
of thinking
I don't
about
understand.
yourself. That's true.
A lot of thinking
What's
about
the
yourself.
thing that makes you a woman if you're like nice? I don't understand what the thing is
Do you
that
feel feminine?
like